Incognito is a gripping crime romantic drama that delves into the desperate measures a woman takes to escape a life of poverty and debt, only to find herself embroiled in a ruthless battle for a conglomerate's inheritance, forcing her to adopt a completely new identity. The series artfully blends high-stakes corporate thriller with a quiet, small-town romance, constantly raising the question of trust and survival. The desperate bargain, Kim Young-ran. The story begins by establishing the difficult life of Kim Young-ran, played by Jeon Yeo-been. She is a skilled, hardened bodyguard who has spent her life fighting tooth and nail against a crushing tide of financial debt, largely incurred by her troubled family. All she desires is a clean slate, a room of her own, and a life free from the suffocating burden of money worries. Her opportunity arrives in the form of Ga Seong-ho, portrayed by Moon Sung-kyun, the terminally ill, elderly chairman of the powerful Gasung Group. In a shocking and unconventional proposal, the chairman offers Kim Young-ran a contract marriage. The terms are simple, yet life-altering. Media. Korean legal contract being signed, close-up of hands passing thick envelope of cash, woman looking at inheritance paperwork. Upon his death, she will be the legal heir to his vast fortune. However, there is a dangerous condition. Media. Dramatic clock ticking in dim room, worried Korean woman reviewing contract at night, urban city lights outside. She must survive for exactly 3 months after their marriage is registered. If she is killed or exposed before the time is up, the inheritance will fall into the hands of others. The chairman's motive is not love, but a calculated move to spite his greedy stepchildren, whom he believes are unworthy of his legacy. Young-ran, initially hesitant to accept a proposition that guarantees her wealth but risks her life, ultimately agrees, driven by the sheer magnitude of her financial desperation. The contract marriage is quickly executed, making her a potential target overnight. The transformation, Bu Se-mi. The chairman's prediction proves correct immediately after his death. His calculating and vicious stepdaughter, Ga Seon-yeong, played by Jang Yoon-ju, a manipulative theater professor, along with others within the conglomerate, immediately begin plotting to eliminate Young-ran and seize the inheritance. To survive the mandatory 3-month period, Young-ran must vanish and successfully hide in plain sight. With the help of the chairman's loyal lawyer, Lee Don, portrayed by Seo Hyun-woo, she sheds her identity as the hardened bodyguard Kim Young-ran and transforms into Bu Se-mi, a woman with a fabricated, impeccable background, cheerful, warm-hearted, and respectable. Young-ran, now Bu Se-mi, settles in a peaceful, remote strawberry farming village called Muchang. Under her new identity, she starts working as a kind and gentle kindergarten teacher. The villagers quickly embrace her, praising her as the good woman Bu Se-mi. She is essentially living a carefully constructed lie, where her every move and every new relationship could either be her salvation or the trap that leads to her demise. The only person in Muchang village who remains skeptical of the seemingly perfect new teacher is Jeon Dong-min. Dong-min is a sincere, compassionate single father who runs a strawberry farm, and his young child is in Bu Se-mi's class. Dong-min, having been burned by people in the past, possesses a sharp intuition and an inherent wariness of strangers. He notices subtle inconsistencies and an underlying tension in Bu Se-mi's perfect facade. As their paths cross, first as a teacher and a parent, and then through chance encounters, an electrifying tension begins to build. Bu Se-mi must maintain her distance and her lies to protect her life and the contract's terms. However, Dong-min's genuine warmth and the simple human connections in the village are the very things Young-ran's previous life lacked, tempting her to let down her guard. Their evolving relationship forms the core romantic arc, adding an emotional layer to the relentless suspense. The looming threat is that any form of romantic entanglement or revelation of her true identity could violate the terms of the inheritance and put both their lives in danger. Parallel to her life in the village, the drama continues to track the relentless pursuit by Ga Seon-yeong and her associates. The series features sleek crime elements, following Seon-yeong's attempts to track down Young-ran and the countermeasures taken by lawyer Lee Don to protect his client. The suspense is heightened by the constant threat of infiltration, as Young-ran must repeatedly use her former bodyguard skills to survive close calls, all while maintaining the persona of the gentle kindergarten teacher. The central conflict revolves around whether Kim Young-ran can outsmart her enemies, fulfill the chairman's final wish, claim the inheritance to truly reset her life, and most importantly, survive the 3-month countdown without sacrificing the new, genuine feelings of belonging and connection she has found under her Ms. Incognito identity. The show promises a dramatic fusion of an intense corporate thriller with a tender yet dangerous undercover romance.